These words and phrases replace if in conditional clauses. They include unless, without, but for, as long as, provided that, and
Should.
hello, my name is Fortunate. Welcome to Fortunate's English Lessons. Today we're going to share these phrases and words that replace if in if clauses. Before we dive deeper into the lesson, I want you to do three things. 1. Get your pen. 2. Get your notebook. 3. Remember to take notes. You will find some things you need to note down. Let's dive into it. Let's start with unless. Unless replaces if in conditional one, so it actually stands for if not. For example, we can say, if it does not rain, I will take a walk in the evening. So this sentence, if we put unless, it replaces if dash dash and then not. It is the negative form of conditional one. So this, our sentence will be, unless it rains, I will take a walk in the evening. We can add another example. Unless you come to visit me, you will not know my siblings. Great. Now we're going to look at should. Should also replaces if in conditional one. For example, should it rain, I will not take a walk. In other words, if it rains, I will not take a walk. Should replaces if in conditional one. It cannot be used in conditional 2 or 3. For example, we wouldn't say, if should it rained, that would be wrong. Should it have rained? That is a wrong sentence. We're going to now look at the phrase as long as. As long as also replaces if in conditional 1 and conditional 2. But in speech, it is usually used for conditional 1. For example, as long as you come to visit me, you will see all my family friends. In other words, if you come to visit me, you will see all my family friends. If you come to visit me, you will see my neighbors. As long as you come to visit me, you will see my neighbors. We can also use as long as in conditional 2. For example, as long as he stayed in that house, they would never be afraid in the night. As long as he gave me money, I would buy anything I wanted. In other words, if he gave me the money, I would buy anything I wanted. The other phrase that replaces if in a second conditional and first conditional in a similar manner like this one is provided that. For example, provided that he loves me, I will not worry about anything. Actually, in speech we say, provided that he loves me, I won't worry about anything. Because we shorten like I told you. So will not becomes won't. Let's look at another example. If he comes to visit me, I will prepare the best meal. Provided he comes to visit me, I will prepare the best meal. And it can also be used for second conditional. For example, provided he came to visit me, I would provide the best meal. Or I would cook, I would prepare the best meal. So provided that can be used in the first and in the second conditional. And sometimes that is left out. So we can say, provided he gave me the money, I would buy everything I needed. If he does not cheat me, I will be his customer. As long as he does not cheat me, I will always be his customer. Provided he does not cheat me, I will always be his customer. The phrase is provided that, as long as, so long as, mean, but only if. So they can all be used in the same manner. So long as he does not cheat me, I will always be his customer. That means I will be his customer only if he does not cheat me. Great. Now we're going to look at but and without. These ones replace if in second and third conditional, or what we would say if two and if three. They actually mean if it wasn't, or if it weren't, if it were not, or if it was not. Then in conditional 3, they will mean if it had not been. Let's look at these examples. If it wasn't for my coach, I would not bring a gold medal. If it wasn't for my husband, I would not write this book. The if clause can be introduced by either but for or without. For example, but for my coach, I would not bring a gold medal. Without my coach, I would not bring a gold medal. These very sentences can be put in third conditional, then we replace if with the same words. If it hadn't been for my coach, I wouldn't have brought a gold medal. And if it hadn't been for my husband, I wouldn't have written this book. If it hadn't been for my teacher's help, I wouldn't have excelled in my exam. These sentences can be, but for my coach, I wouldn't have brought the gold medal. Without my husband's support, I wouldn't have written this book. And without my teacher's help, I wouldn't have excelled in the exam. Now, you will realize that while the first clause changes, the second clause does not change, even when we replace if with but for or without, and that's the trick. You only change the first clause. The tense of the first clause is what will determine what the second clause will be like. Just to test that you have understood, I want you to change these sentences as instructed. The first one, if I don't get a sharp pencil, I will not draw a beautiful picture. Rewrite that sentence and use unless. The second one, without your help, I would not make it. Rewrite that sentence and begin if. And the third sentence, if it hadn't been for that doctor, complete the sentence. And after you have completed it, rewrite that same sentence and begin with but for. Rewrite it again and begin with without. Yeah, the numbers are becoming many, but I know you can do it. Make use of your notebook and your pen, but if you wish, You can also write them, the answers, in the comment section below. The comment section is just below this video. Thanks for being around for this lesson. Remember, if you want to be notified when I release the next video, the next lesson, which I do weekly, you will subscribe and hit the notification bell. As soon as I load a lesson, you will get a notification. I wouldn't want you to miss any of the forthcoming lessons. Until that time, when we meet again in another lesson, enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.